And we've just gone live. Good morning, everybody. I think we've got a royal 4 viewers. Awesome. Guys, this is such an awkward time to do a stream, so please note I'm not doing it really for the stream. It's just for the record. This is all part of that IVAO World Tour, and this is again another one of those 3-hour flights. And we have a public holiday today, so I'm killing some time. If you guys can stick it out, wonderful. If you can't, I fully understand. But come say hi, when you have a chance. Make sure you have got some snacks and coffee or something ready as well. I've got 2 cups of coffee, as usual, and I've got Matroying with me, and I've got Uncle John watching there. He's at his sister, so he's not on voice with us right now. And there's Peter. Good morning. So we are in Luanda, in Angola, and we are going to fly. Where's a map? Where can I show you quickly? It's not going to show us there. Okay, I haven't done my planning yet, so let's do the planning. Then you'll anyway see the actual map and everything. So I'm going to get into this aircraft. I've done all the reloads and preloading and updating of the weather, so all should be fine. Let's get SDKP on the screen. Alright, so as usual, I'm going to start with Navigraph, and we're going to start building this plan from scratch. No, FZNA. Saying one thing, typing another thing. I'm going to Goma, and what is our alternate? Our alternate would be HRYR, Kigali in Rwanda. Alright, so there you have it. That is the plan. Now, I obviously get my plans from my virtual airline. I took the time months ago and I actually went and created all the plans. But while we're talking about that, let me show you where it actually comes from. So if you guys are looking for good plans, and trust me, after more than 1,000 routes that's been put into this VA, I'm not even sure how many thousands now. We might be even close to 2,000 already. One of the most awesome little tools you can ever hope to get for flight planning. It's consistently worked. There were 2 very specific instances where this could not give me a flight plan. Out of 1 or 2,000 flights, it's not bad. But if you guys are looking for a decent place to find routes, you must use a route finder. There you go. There's route finder. This is the actual route. It's exactly the one that we're going to fly today. Consistently, except for 2 out of 1 or 2,000, this has given me the best routes by far. Navigraph couldn't match so many of them. PFPX can't match it, and if you don't have somebody who made it for a VA, who probably got it from you anyway, this is the best place to find it. So just a little tip for you guys. Kill that display capture. Good. Okay, so let's go and put this flight in. Almost forgot to start that one up again. Right, so all I did was just go to type a route. Let me just show you. Type a route and put it over there, save it, and there you go. Right, so now it's up to us to check the layouts first before we go check the winds. Alright, so 7 and 25 is reserved for military. I think we already established that when flying in here, and 05 and 23 are the preferred commercial side of this. It's the commercial runway. So depending on our weights, we might cheat and we might use the other one, and depending on the winds, we'll see. Just now it's not a big huge difference. We'll see. Well, 5 and 7 it is, so let's go back there. think for the hell of it, I'm gonna take 05 again. And then we're gonna go for a full load. There's no departure, so that's fine. We should fly right into it. Arrivals at Goma. Lay of the land first. Let's see.
What have you got as your alternative, John?
HRYR. Kigali. $17 and a 35. Oh, I hate this pop-up on the side. It's really, really irritating for me.
What plane number are you on?
That's a
Ramp
good
number.
question, Mac. Let's see. 4. Ramp 4.
I'll go on 5 then.
And that's good enough. So we'll have a small gap there, which we're going to remove in the FMC. Peter, I actually do. If you continue to follow the stream, you'll see how I interact with it. The biggest problem with SimBrief is it's just not trustworthy to create good flight routes. It sucks at that because it's not SimBrief who creates the routes. The routes in SimBrief are user generated. And the reason you can't trust them is you don't know if it's a 12-year-old kid or a 80-year-old senile person or somebody in the middle that has no concept idea of what flight planning really is. And I tell you what, I've had some shocking flight plans come from there, and it's not SimBrief's fault by any means. I mean, they are reliant on the users to create it, and then the next user comes, they suggest, well, this is a route the previous guy used, so you take that route. If you're really serious about flying and you want to simulate it properly, then in my instance, I'll show you as we go on. You'll see exactly. I'll tell you where to look and all these things. I use SimBrief for the mathematical calculations, the flight calculations, time, distance, altitude, sometimes depends. And I obviously use them to generate my OFP for me. So my operational flight plan definitely comes from there. So everything is integrated here into the Sim Toolkit Pro that I'm using. I just prefer to have the control of making my own flight plans, and then I know it's proper. Then I can't blame anybody else or a system or something. So it's just the level that I simulate to. Try and keep it real, more real than just a flight simmer, sometimes. Alright, so we're going to do an RNAV over there. Good. Okay, now from here on, this is now where I'm going to start moving towards the SimBrief idea. I'm going to copy this route because this is the route that I want to push through to SimBrief, right? So we now go and we do the flight planning. The page that you see here literally is the front end of SimBrief. It's exactly the same page as you get in SimBrief. It's just part of this application. So what happens is now I fill in all the blanks. The moment I click on create a plan, let me switch on my display capture, then you'll see it. You're going to see that Sim Toolkit Pro is going to take all this information, it's going to push it onto SimBrief. SimBrief is going to do the transaction, and it's going to return the OFP to us. It's very clever. You'll see just now. So instead of me going to actual SimBrief, I just do it in here. This program pushes it and gets the return. Oh, we didn't specify a runway. Which runway did we say again? I think we said 05, yes? 05. And you go there. Yeah, we said 05. Right, so let's just grab this thing again, because now it's got better values. There you go. 5, and that one is 35. Right, so I'm going to remove the actual airport information and that stuff. So all we want in there is the actual flight route with a possible sit-in star. HRYR Kigali. Over here we say Mac.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a CI of 50 today. 50.
Okay. All right.
Right, then the other thing I want to do to get the correct flight level, because we're using Active Sky, and the Active Sky weather is more up to date than the SimBrief one that's like 12 hours old already. Maybe it's about 9 hours old, just over 9 hours old. What I want to do is I want to export this flight plan. So we're
Did
going
you
to
say HYRY?
HRYR, as in
Ah, sorry.
Ryanair,
Yeah.
almost Ryanair.
Okay.
Alright, so we've exported the flight plan. What we're going to do is obviously use that for the Zibo programming, but also in Active Sky. You can actually go flight plan and load that thing. So FNLU FZNA, that's the flight plan. And then we're going to guess. It's a 3-hour flight, so let's start with 390 and say refresh. Then we go to briefing. See, over here it will then tell us about more favorable winds or less favorable winds. We can't fly at 430, so I'm going to drop it maybe by 2. We're flying east, that's why it is odds. And there you go. There, your most favorable flight level is flight level 370 according to your active weather in the sim. Right, so going back now to STKP. There you go now, so flight level. Wow, that's fast. 370. Right, I'm just double checking that I've got everything set. Okay, now what I want to do, so I want to just grab that SimBrief thing. See, there's the SimBrief interface. Right, so when I say login, it's going to look exactly like you know it on the SimBrief website. It's literally sending the data one way, now it's receiving back. See, it's busy building it, and the next moment you'll see now the OFP is going to appear right here when we click the next button. I just need to do my pre-filing. Let's do that while we're talking. Alright, make sure that we get this pre-filed on IVAO and then I'll show you. World Tour. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so back to STKP. If we click on fly now, there you go. On the right hand side, you have your normal Lido format OFP that we get from SimBrief. Okay, with all the bells and whistles that you are familiar with. We're going to stop there by weights because we're going to need them. There you have all your charts. You've got a scratch pad if you want to make notes. You know, you can type your ATC clearance or something in there if you want. There's your waypoint list. Very nice. So we're going to start with that one. And just a little bit. Right, so payload, we've got 19.6. Alright, and if you are not familiar with this, this is something I do for ages already. What I look for is a better, more stable landing CG opposed to a stable takeoff CG. The Zibo by default is made to give you a stable takeoff CG. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract a relevant amount of cargo from the front and put them in the back. When you use this specific load, I know from experience it's 500 kilograms we need to subtract. So that will be 1476. And that will be 3193. That gives us 196. I'm not worried about the breakdown at the top. It's totally irrelevant to me. What I care about is the sum total. So what we then get after we do the whole planning, I can come back and show you here. We'll have a landing CG, and that needs to be as close as possible to about 21.5. So that's just why I do that, in case you were wondering. Oh, and I need to put the fuel right. I haven't put that yet. 10.4. Right. Let the cousin bring the fuel. Alright, that takes care of the initial stuff. Let's do our map thing. Alright, so that's our flight from the west of Africa almost to the other side. Going to Kigali. Hello, Christer. Good morning. Yeah, Christer, everything is well, thank you. I'm glad to be able to do another flight today. We've got a public holiday here, so there's a bit of time. I worked until late. I think I worked until about 11 p.m. and then, no, I might be lying. It might have been 10. When did we start the testing with Zibo? Let me have a look. Hold on. I can't remember. I'm too tired to remember that.
It was about 10:30 your time, I think it was.
Yeah. You gave us the update patch at 10 o'clock, and then we started testing at 10:30. That's right. And then we went through to
Getting on for midnight, wasn't it?
12:27. He dropped the last one. Yeah, it was just before midnight. We said goodnight and goodbye, and then version 47.
He dropped the new.
Half an
He
hour
dropped
late.
it at 11:30 last night, didn't he? The final.
Yeah, your local time.
Yeah, 12:30 your time.
Yeah. Approaches.
Did you get to bed and get to sleep before he dropped it, or
Yes.
did you have to do it
No,
this
I was
morning?
gone. No, I was gone before he dropped it. I was very tired.
Yeah.
That's not the right one. RNP Zulu 35. Alnovino only. That's the one we want.
Can you drop me the route that you've got, Nico, from including the SIDs and stars?
Yeah, there's
In a
no
message?
SID, but I'm gonna pop it in a
I
message.
just want to double check that we're using the same, that's all.
There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome. Giga 1 Alpha.
Ah, yeah, we're doing the same, yeah.
Yes, Krister. Zibo fixed quite a few things. If you look at my announcement on Facebook, you'll get much more detail than what he puts in the README. I can actually put it for you here on the stream as well. It's actually very interesting. And I tested all of it last night with him. There was just one small correction that he had to do, and that's why it took off an hour later to actually release your model. Oh my goodness, now there's not enough room in YouTube to paste that V in 47.10 final. Let's quickly see where can we cut it off a little bit. We need to get that away. That's it. So there's a little bit more info from behind the scenes for you guys. Right. Okay, so that is all done. Ground, I suppose we need ground power. Quit then, who cares?
Run to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Right, one of the things that obviously is new is this digital pressurization panel, and it had a couple of anomalies. So the switch was fixed. Also that A that appeared in there was fixed. I never had the A, by the way. Some people had, some people didn't. That's fixed, so just checking that it's there. Right. Good morning, Kevin. One zero is fine. Very nice, very nice. Awesome. Alright, so the next couple of things we need to look out for. Alright, that's not what we're looking for. We need to look for zero fuel weight. So zero fuel weight you can see is 67.2, and you can see we've got the same value over there. Right. And then our takeoff is 73.0, and there we've got 73.1. We always have 1 or 2 extra 100 kilograms in there for fuel, so that's perfectly normal. And then we're going to scroll up, and we're going to add alternate 1230 with a fin raise 1137. Now I'm just going to guess it, wing it, so that looks to me like about 2.3 rounded in my mind. It's probably a little bit more if you want to use a calculator, but that's good enough. We said we're going to use a cost index of 50 this morning. We are looking at 110. 21, and you're looking at 370. Right, and it's complaining about max altitude, so we're gonna go to 350, and then we'll step to 37 when we are light enough to do that. ISO deviation is 8. Alright then. I'm gonna make that about 50, and then we'll bring it down. Let's see. That should be good enough. If we want to, we can maybe make it 45 just for that extra oomph. Okay, yeah, that's better. Alright, so 5 and V speeds. Huh? Sure. Sorry, my son just showed me something. I'm just talking to Yeri in the background. I'm trying to get a raffle going for you guys so you can maybe get his ground equipment a bit sooner than when he releases it. So I'm hoping to get a go ahead, but he's not clearly answering me, so I just need a clear answer, and then maybe I can raffle 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or I don't know how many he's going to allow me to do. You know, see how many we can give away quickly before he launches, because he said he wants to launch over the weekend. So we'll see. Okay, let's quickly look at this. Right, let's just take it out of sync. Let Linda do that.
Trim up.
Ramp to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
I don't know why I asked for pushback. We could have driven right out in front, straight. Hello, Amar. I don't know. Good morning, Paul. Anyway, that's habit. That's a stupid muscle memory.
Attention has come with fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
You know what? I never connected on IVAO. That would have been a bit of a mess. Now I need to wait 6 minutes before I can push. Alright, who's got good jokes? Who's going to keep us busy for 6 minutes?
How do you make a Maltese cross?
Tell me.
You kick him in the shin.
Ah. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. I thought I'd join you for maybe half an hour before I have to leave.
Excellent.
Good morning.
Shame
I can't. Morning, Mac. Shame I can't join you for the flight. I'll have to catch up this evening.
That's fine. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I'm actually going to do the straight out taxi. Let him disconnect. Yes, Christer, I've just connected 8 cars as well. I've connected everything. I was going through my checks and then I realized a few things are missing.
You might even see me now.
I'm sure.
Are you going to fly a lot, Mac?
Well, somebody's got to keep Nico company. And
It's a rare sighting that you're Ospreys.
I know you have a particular reason for not being able to do the honours this morning, Paul, and appreciate that. So I thought I would make an effort to see if I can keep up with Nico.
Excellent.
Christer, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Obviously, I've lost out on that part of the conversation in my mind now, but I don't have any crash to desktops or device loss errors or anything in version 53 since Laminar updated Explain. For some reason, my computer likes this version, so I'm very happy with it. Alright, so coming back to this ground services, what you guys can see over here is obviously you get the steps, get the little van and the two guys over there, and this plugin will work on almost all the Boeings that I know of. Level Up, Zibo, etc, etc. So yeah, they work with an interface here from the top, so you can actually disable them front and back independently, or the maintenance van. You can also then enable it to run automatically. There's some automatic settings that you can also set individually, and then if you have that little tick on, if you reposition the aircraft, they will adjust to the aircraft height, for instance. Amar, yes, I'm using it this morning. It is here, sir. There you go. It's there. And it's nicely fixed up. Proper knob. The anomalies in the display are gone, so everybody's happy. Or should at least be. Right, so I'm going to start the APU salon. While we are here, you can see that the green lights have gone out on our window heat, so now I can actually do my test for the power on test, and they all look good. And we can then do the overheat test, and once they extinguish those red ones, then we're going to cycle them and get them into working order again. Right, here he has actually made them so nice that at any time, if you put the beacon light on, they will also go away. So even if the engines aren't running or the doors aren't closed, you know, so you guys see it's very nice. I got your Mac, by the way. I can see you.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here, should get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your
Forward
company.
boarding door has been closed. Once again, we do need all passengers to remain seated at this time. Please double check the security of your seatbelt. All electronic devices do need to be turned off and put away at this time. This does include all cellular phones and two-way pagers.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you, George?
I'm good. I just saw you around. I figured I'd pop in and say hey.
Oh, a long time. Good. Before start procedure.
Before start procedure. Before start procedure completed.
Thank you. Alright, it says we are 7 minutes on the ground. Mac, are you happy? Can I start my engines?
Oh, you get going, Nico. I'm not ready yet, so you just get going.
Alright, okay, I can wait for you. There's no rush.
Now, I'll give you plenty of room.
Okay, cool. Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
And I've still got updates to do as well.
Okay.
Are you streaming, Nico?
YouTube.
(25N2). Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine. (25N2). Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed.
Right, now we just need to cycle these guys, and there we go. Now they are operational again. Everything else looks fine. There we go. Oh. Okay, dead flash. Okay. Right. Now I'm just syncing my time quickly to make sure that I get the correct times when I lock the flight with IVAO, then I don't have to go
Flaps
check
5
the
set.
tracker. Right, Mac, I'm gonna taxi right there in front of you.
Okay.
Taxi lights on.
Bye, Mac. I'm waving, just FYI.
I'm still trying to remember how you blew won't do this.
supposed to use your whole hand when you wave, sir.
Say again, George?
You're supposed to use your whole hand when you wave.
Oh, so mooning doesn't count as a wave. Oh my goodness. Oh my hat, as you would say. One freaking runway. I actually think we were supposed to taxi the other way. Maybe it would help if I actually get the chart out, because I'm trying to take shortcut. So either I do this, or I have to backtrack the whole other runway, which I don't feel like doing. My biggest problem, my biggest concern is, okay, now that I've got the chart up, now it's saying that the other taxiway is closed. It clearly is not.
I'll say good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, Cole. How are you doing?
You know, fair to partly cloudy, chance of shower. Details at 11.
Good.
I've got that honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant, but I'm trying, and I have been forever, to get those the A319 through A380 throttle levers for it, and sold out. I think they're going to get some this month for it.
Okay.
The only issue I have is they're $70 freaking.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's motivating me to 3D print my own. I could do that, but you can't print someone else's because that's their IP and that kind of stuff. But at $70, you're highly motivated to.
Yeah, I know.
It's a nice product, though. If anyone doesn't know about it, I strongly encourage people to check it out, and if they can afford it, get it. It's nice.
Mine's bought and paid for, waiting for delivery, and I hope to have it by Christmas.
Oh wow. Are you serious? It's been on back order? Or?
Yeah.
Wow. I know they had issues, and then COVID came along, and then the Chinese restrictions with shipping and everything has been a challenge for them. At least this is what I thought I heard him say.
It's just common sense that it would be. I have a few friends that import stuff from China, and the ones who didn't lose their businesses came very close, and they're really battling.
Wow.
2023.
Approaching 07.
Before takeoff procedure.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
Yeah, Nico, can you help me with that iPhone 6, please?
Would highly recommend you get a new iPhone 10. 6 is old, man.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be an 8.
That's why they call Nico Big Daddy Strong Stroke. He's got all this new tech, man.
Right, I'm gonna backtrack.
Approaching 2-3. On runway 23.
I bet if I had this chart up, I wouldn't have made a mistake in the beginning, you know? Anyway, that's about it. We're on the runway. Need to turn around and go. Hey Kev, good morning. Good morning Cor, goeiemôre.
Approaching 05.
Stabilized.
On runway 05.
Takeoff thrust set. Knots. Throttle hold.
Hit the left rudder to keep her steady.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
And it kicked my speed out again. Okay, this time I've got it on video.
Runway turn off light.
Was that VNav and now nav selected on ground, was it, Nico?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Yeah. The moment he told me last night, Zibo said I must wait until 400. Now I always do. I'm not going to argue with the boss. So I just said, okay, I'll check it again tomorrow, which I've just done. I went up to 590 and then I pressed Command A, and it just opened the speed window. So that's wrong.
Approaching transition. Flaps up. And set.
It's alright, well if I cross-check things, we get the same thing. Because that VNA is directly in front of the runway, isn't it? So
yeah.
It wouldn't be an out of range.
Nope.
Transition altitude.
Yeah, but it's we're not talking L now, we're talking V now. We're talking speed. So that's got nothing to do with anything. Finite flying.
Yeah.
I just think I mean he himself said it shouldn't happen, so I just think it's just a question of a 0 instead of a 1 or something in the code again. Just
yeah, it could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Finite flying, good morning. Welcome. That reserve fuel warning also came on when it wasn't supposed to.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check the EAP. I had chocks in, I couldn't turn the parking brake off, and that shouldn't happen either. In fact, I'll stream it, Nico, you can see what I'm doing.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah.
Finite flying. Okay, alright, good evening then to you, sir. For us, it is now 10 AM local time in South Africa, in Joburg. Finite flying, I'm not sure the map that you're talking about. What I would suggest is on my YouTube channel, look at my flight planning guides. Look at the beginning of this video, because I did all my flight planning, everything live on air this morning here. And then if you struggle, come to Discord. Somebody here will sort you out, will help you. If it's not me, someone else. Flight planning, maps, things like that is not a one episode thing. It's not something that you can teach somebody in an hour. It takes time, it takes practice and things. So learning to fly the Zibo in the state that it is in now is not a 1 or 2 week or 3 week thing. You're kidding yourself if you think you're gonna do that. So the best is to come and join us. Come sit here with us and let me or one of the real pilots or one of the group guys here take you, one-on-one and sort you out if that's gonna help you, because there's just too much, man. And if you don't take the time to do it properly, you're gonna learn bad habits and things, so that's what we can offer you. I've got the videos and I've got the training we do here on Discord. Mac, let me join you there quickly.
Right, it is a fault, Nico.
Okay, but show me again. What's up?
Right, I'm going to go to... Got remove chocks, so the chocks are in at the moment. Do you want to see outside?
No. What do you wanted to do again? Just
parking brake remove chocks is on. Okay.
Okay, but when you press the parking brake, it doesn't remove it. Okay.
Just going back.
Did you start your flight leg? Click home.
No, never had to in the what's on chocks on startup is on. Okay.
I'm with you.
So if I release the parking brake, I would expect it to remove
go.
the chock.
Yes, of course. Okay.
Go back and
I'm with you.
Okay.
Gotcha. Finite flying, I've got FS 2020. It was given to me last year, August, with my birthday. I have probably opened it no more than 15 times. I have no interest in it at this point in time. Absolutely zero interest. I still fly P3D rather than I fly that thing, because the flight model, the camera system, I can go on and on. It's not for me. It's just not for me. Besides
it's
that,
just not there for an instrument landings. I'm sorry, instrument flight system. It's mainly little eye candy for VFR flights on a GA plane right now.
Yeah. So for the kind of flying call, the stuff that we do. Number one, I can't take the Zibo project with me, so I'm part and parcel of the Zibo project, and I'm not going anywhere. So that gets, the preference and the president. So anyway, back to the other stuff. I don't have time to go and fly with a little GA to look at a AI generated area. It's not for me. Just not for me. Well, with my explain here, and also for XP, I also get the photo tiles. I also get all the autogen. It might not be to the level the AI generates it in FS 2020, but it's good enough. I can recognize an area. I can fly through an area that I know and that I love, that I've flown in real world, and recognize it. That's really good enough for me. Yes, I work with Zibo. And I've got Escobar.
Zibo works with Nico. That dude is so easy to get along with and so good to work with, so responsive. I've never seen any developer quite like him.
Yeah. Yeah, Zibo is the best. Finite flying, I'll settle for test flights, but I do more than that. Some of the things I don't talk about, because it's stuff behind the scenes and so on. But I do test flights and I do support on it. I have various Facebook groups as well as the forum where I operate, where we provide support. I provide support for the Zibo mod, and also obviously on my Discord here, we do flight training, in-depth flight training, mega flight training. If you really want to learn this thing, that's why I said come here. This is where we can teach you. It's not something I can teach you on a forum or on a Facebook page. You're kidding yourself. And if you're not up to the task, because we're talking, big stories here, then it won't work. So we basically have all the serious guys here grouped together. We've got the real pilots, we've got Zibo and all. So that's what we do. This is my hobby, just like it's Zibo's hobby. It's something we do in our spare time. To give you a typical example, We both have families, we both have jobs. We do that to earn our keep, and then at night, typically from about 10 o'clock our time, because me and Zibo are on the same time zone, we would meet here on Discord, and we would then start doing all the test flights. While I'm flying, he's writing code, fixing stuff up, and then some of the real pilots come and sit here with us, give their input, and the Zibo mod gets shaped, you know, and then we take it from there. Last night we did 10 to 12 again to midnight, and that's why we have version 10 this morning, you know. So it's a privilege and an honor to be able to be part of that. Mac, coming back to your parking brake issue, you know why I don't pick that up is because I use better pushback. Better pushback releases my chocks for me automatically. It removes them. So I never have to worry whether my brakes do it or not. In fact, my brake setting is no. If I accidentally let go of my brakes, the chocks will not go. Bye-bye, George. Sleep well. Detlef, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Captain Geo. Right, so talking about the raffle again, Yeri has just sent me a message. He says that he's planning on releasing the ground handling equipment on Sunday. His free plugin that's been, you know, around for a while, that he's just never finished and actually started distributing. I showed you guys in the beginning, for those guys joining the stream late, the steps and the little van and the two men there on the side. So he says he just needs to finish one or two more things, basically, paraphrasing, and he said if all goes well, I can probably give away a copy or two tomorrow during one of my streams tomorrow, because he wants to launch on Sunday. So It's all free. It's not a commercial product. It is compatible with Zibo and Level Up, and I think there are a few other aircraft as well. It's compatible with Linux, Mac, and PC compatible. And then you guys don't need to buy or invent other ground equipment for the Zibo again. Right, so according to my estimation, about 2 hours and 10 minutes remain in this flight. Guys, you're free to start talking. I've done my bit, and if you guys need to ask something or say something or just have a nice chat, feel free. Are you up yet? Have you taken off, Mac? Captain Geo, yes, all well here. How are you doing? Haven't spoken to you in a while. How's Mrs. Geo and how's the young one?
Thousand to level off.
1,000 to go.
Can you hear me, Nico?
Now I can hear you.
Did you realise that the airport we've just taken off from, the control tower is in completely the wrong place?
Oh. Is it by design or is it a scenery issue?
Scenery issue.
I've got to share this. Hold on, hold on. I got to share this. How are we going to do this? Let's just see. So here's the rabbit, here's the story. Have a read there.
Oh yeah, I've read it. Yes.
Hello, Ryan. Let me take this away. It's crazy. Detlef, the text that automatic voice is telling before reaching the final altitude is saying 1,000 feet to go. I never understood the voice. Well, it's obviously giving you an altitude warning. You know, it's a question of situational awareness. It's just to tell you that you are within 1,000 foot of whatever you set the altitude of the MCP. That's what it's reading, and that's what it's telling you. So in case you set it down to a lower altitude or a higher altitude or something, it gives you a fair warning, you know, 1,000 foot before you get to your destination. That's all. Are you talking 1,000 foot going up, or are you talking at the approach, your final approach? Because the final approach is something different. It basically tells you 1,000, 1,000 to go, go around altitude set. Okay. So what happens is, if you follow our training that we've been given now, and you go watch those videos, you'll see each one of the approaches has a different stage at when you have to actually set the missed approach altitude. So I'm trying to recall the exact words. It's something like 1,000 to go, missed approach altitude set. I think those are the exact words. And literally, it is a call out that the pilot monitoring will do to tell the pilot flying that everything is ready for the final approach and for the go around altitude that it's been set. Unfortunately, there's no intelligence in that message that comes into the Zibo or any other aircraft for that matter in the flight simulator. In the real world, if it didn't comply, the prompt wouldn't be there. Then the prompt would be, sorry, I forgot about setting the altitude, let me quickly set it, or whatever, and then the call would come, 1,000 to go, missed approach altitude set. So for an ILS, you typically do it once you are established on the glide slope, or when you have gone below the platform altitude. So the aircraft will not pitch up again. You have to wait until you've gone below. On an LNAV, you have to wait until you are 300 foot below your platform altitude. If you go 300 foot below the altitude, you can set your MCP for the go around altitude. And that is just a prompt to remind you that, you know, there's something that you need to know about. Keva, are you at work or are you at home? You're so quiet. Thank you, Paul. Drive safe. Enjoy.
Are you now nearly in cruise, are you, Nico?
I am in cruise. I'm at 35,000 because the aircraft was too heavy to just straight climb to 37. So
Okay, I'm going to stream so that you can see my takeoff and you can check out this VNAV business.
okay.
If you want to double check that everything should be set right.
Yeah, okay. Give me 1 second, Mac. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Peter on stream. Peter, if you look in, well, below the video, there's a little place where it says show more. If you click on it, you actually get the show notes. It actually opens up the whole show note for the stream. In there, you're going to find, let me actually show you. Let me show you. You're going to find the link to my OneDrive. If you have it already, I apologize, but then for those guys who don't know about it, then let me show you guys quickly. So that's the stream. I've just paused it. So if you scroll below, you see these are the show notes. I see my one automatically open it. So you see there's the show more I'm talking about. So you click on show more. Then what you need to look for is this, my private hangar. If you follow that link, it's going to take you to my OneDrive. Alright, then you need to look for Explain 11. In Explain 11, there's ASXP. Alright. ASXP, there's this document. And this is my quick install guide to get Active Sky going with the settings that I'm using. All my settings. Okay. If you ever get Skymax Pro, then this is my Skymax Pro folder. So everything runs off my OneDrive. Okay, and there's my Zibo folder. So for you guys that haven't seen it yet, go raid it. You know, go take what you want. It's all the free stuff that I just share with the community. So you're welcome. Go in there, get it. Very important, ASXP. There's the Zibo stuff and everything in between. So do yourself a favor while you're busy learning it. Make that part of your learning as well, that you actually go there and go learn some more about the way I do it. And then if you have questions, you can obviously come and ask. Okay, Mac, I'm on your stream, I'm watching.
Right, VNAV, LNAV set.
Yeah.
Armed, FT's on. VOR tuned in. Anything else you want to see for preparation for takeoff?
Your APU is still running.
Yeah, I'll do that when I get in the air.
Okay, doesn't matter anyway. Okay, go. Let's see what you're showing us.
Well, you wanted to check out the VNAV, didn't you?
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome, Peter. Toga, there we go. You can see him moving. Okay. Kev, hit control in F5. The delay shouldn't be more than about 8 seconds, eh? So hit your control F5 on the YouTube channel. Make sure that you are as close as live as possible. It should be about 8 seconds. Yeah, you see, look, it opened your speed window as well. Click VNAV now. Opened your speed window. That's wrong.
And that was definitely above 400.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Zibo said last
So
night it shouldn't be that way, and I said we'll test again. So there we go. Test done.
you happy?
Yeah. Kev, the adverts are unfortunately part of life. You know, we've got to live too. You know, the donations are few and far between. So, you know, I take what I can get. It should allow you to skip them anyway, you know. So watch 5 seconds, press the skip button, and then you'll be okay. The fact of the matter is you need to be more closer to 8 seconds difference between Discord and here. If you're not within 8 seconds, then it's in PVR mode. You're watching a replay. A little bit of turbulence. Anyway, I was still looking at my altitude. I see we can go 37 already, so I'm gonna step climb right here. 37, 37. Alt intervent. Here we go. Wow, Christian, that's a lot.
Thousand to level off.
1,000 to go.
Oh, I'm kicking my feet up. I've laid my backside of my chair down now, and I'm just gonna enjoy this flight. Gents, please feel free to comment or ask questions or make suggestions or whatever. You know, have a chat when you have the time. It's a long flight, this one. There's still 2 hours remaining, guys, so you're welcome. Thank you for that information, Krister. Oh yes, Krista, I remember you told me about that.
I feel so alive now.
Tenor Duke donated $29.44. Thanks for all you are learning us. Peter Den Hertog.
Tenor Duke, thank you so very much. Much appreciated. I'm glad we can bless you guys with this work that we do. And I'm glad that you appreciate what we do. Thank you very, very much.
Nice one, Tenor Duke. I'm sure that's very much appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had to pay $100 for the virtual airline yesterday for the rental of the servers and the bandwidth. So that will cover us for the next few months. But I mean, it's not free. It comes from my pocket. I pay for the seed box to do the Zibo torrents. You know, there's a lot of money actually flowing for a free project. It's actually amazing. So I can guarantee you this is going to fill a great need, you know, and keep it going. So it's all good, man. It's exactly right. Thank you so much. Ah, Peter, thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you for telling me, then I know. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, for those of you that haven't noticed, Peter and everybody on stream, I have scheduled the training for LNAV, VNAV for this evening at 1600 Zulu. I've also scheduled training for tomorrow afternoon, 1600 Zulu. And that will then cover the NDB and VOR approaches with the Zibo. So if you get to an airport that's only got NDB and VOR, we're going to show you how to use LNAV and VNAV to actually do those approaches as well. And we've been playing with something else where we want to show you how to do a localizer approach with a VNAV path. In other words, let's say you're flying and you get a bird strike, God forbid, and you lose your ILS, the glide slope antenna. It just breaks off, goes away, or the glide slope malfunctions. You can literally use VOR lock. Let me get that mouse of mine on the same screen. So you can use VOR lock over there, follow your ILS frequency, but instead of getting the full ILS and the benefit of the glide slope, we're going to show you how to do an actual descent with VNAV path at that time. So lots of training coming. We're going to make you clever, eh? We're going to really help you guys to understand it better and things like that. So keep an eye out for that. And we'll try and keep it as short as possible, but there's also no point in wasting everybody's time and cutting it short when there's still more to say. So we'll do our best to keep it as short as practically useful. Even more than you are, Christer. Even more than you are, because you're a clever guy. But we can assist you, put a little bit more in between the ears. Add some grey matter. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's funny. Yeah, that's good, Christer. Really, really good. Mac.
Yes, Nico.
What's the link to the new VA test site? My links, my shortcuts don't work. I can't get to it.
Okay, hang on, I'll post it to you.
Thank you.
That one?
I'll try. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get that link, or I mean, you know, I was busy, so I obviously missed it. Wow. Yeah, this is a huge difference.
You look amazing today.
Wow, this looks amazing.
You like it, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a few hours messing around that with Paul, me and Mako. Hopefully it meets with your approval, sir.
Yep.
I haven't been in for a couple of days, so I'll go and have a look now.
Well, for the guys watching, let me put it on the screen. Let me show you guys. So this is the current Skymatix VA. This is my dashboard, where my account dashboard for me myself. Over here we have a live map. Over there you can see the current VA pilots flying. That's me over there, I suppose. And Max not flying for the VA. I'm not sure who that is. It doesn't identify you on the map on this page. And then
in actual fact, you'll find that the Pyrex don't carry across between your current VA and the old one. Yes.
Right, then those are the pilots, these are the flights. So I'm showing you this to just lay the foundation, to show you guys you know, how it looks currently and where we're going to. Okay, excellent, Christer. Alright, so over here we've got the flights. You can select from a group of flights, and then we've got, you know, the search, basic search function. We've got the bids over there, and you can book a couple of flights for yourself in advance.
You're not looking at the same page as I am, Nico.
I know, because I'm laying the groundwork to show the guys the difference.
That's your current one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is current. This is what we're working with right now. This is us, right? So then we've got the PyReps. There it shows you I'm in progress with this one and all the ones that have been accepted. I've not really ever come to this page. I was actually coming to check what happened here.
Go to operations and flights.
I'll go there just now. I just want to see what this PyRep thing looks like. I'll delete. Okay, so well, I don't have operations and flights. When we get to the new website, I'll go there. I've just got flights.
Yeah. When you get to the new website, that's what I'm on about. Yeah. So
no worries. Alright, so there's PyReps and then there's downloads. So this is very basic, rudimentary stuff. It's not rocket science. Then you go to the new site. Look at the new site. Look what the new site looks like. Completely different dashboard, completely different layout.
Not even, yeah, operations, yeah.
So there's operations, there's flights.
A little bit behind you, that's why.
No worries. Right, so there we have.
Right, now the sort of thing I was going to say, click on, see where it says add remove bids. Click on the blue bits on either to the right, and you'll see the. No, all right then. Yeah, okay. But click on the blue bits, and then you'll see how it drops down. So you. I
saw, and then if you click on the information, there's so much more. Oh my goodness! Wow. This is really nice.
You like the way the presentation fits in, do you?
Wow. I'm blown away. I haven't been on this site for a few weeks now, maybe a month at least, actually. Wow, you guys have done good.
We've done most of the work. We've just made comments.
I know Mako does the physical coding, but without your input and guidance, you know, you'll have a much more difficult task. Check airport information. Let's see what this thing does.
You can sit, if you start typing in there, yeah, you can, and then
FZNA, where we're going to now. Wow. Wow.
And then down below, look, you can see the inbound flights, look, where you can come to get there.
This is the flight we're doing now. Wow, what a presentation. Wow.
Like all your links along the bottom and so forth. For your Discord.
Yeah. Just looking. Huh. One thing I miss from this page is there is no fly now or bid button. You know, you can't just press a button to get this into bids. Because now I've obviously used a different way of getting to here. Now I like this flight. Ooh, I want to fly it. So for me to do it.
That's fair enough. I'll pass that information on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You know, now I've got to.
I think it was something we asked for, but there's still one or two things we're working on.
Yeah. We definitely need a bid button to add this to a bid. You can just jump to it and go fly.
I think it was level with the flight information we had the my bid, but he lost the link to it. But
oh, this is awesome. Loving this airline flight number. Search. There you go. There's the same flight.
See, you haven't added to your bids yet.
No, I still have to add it to the bids. Well, let's add it to the bid. It's fine.
It should change color.
It does.
Yeah, there we go. And it's now red. If you go to your show current bids top right.
There you go.
You create your sim brief straight from there, look. Then you'll see all the information you've got there.
Okay, so this assigns your passengers and your payload automatically. You can't change that.
If you wanted to change the way it auto generates a patch load, and the reason is if you would start charging for cargo and individual passengers, for example, I know it's not there at the moment. The idea is you can't default to a full aircraft every time, which would be real life.
Yeah.
So, but if you refresh the page, you'll find it comes up with a different patch load.
Of course. Yeah, because it generates it randomly. Right, well, let's generate the dispatch. Let's see. is your downloads, so you can grab your Zibo FMC flight plan.
At the top there, you've got ASXP link, windy.com link.
Yep.
You can go straight to that simple IVAO look, Navigraph.
Yeah. This is freaking awesome. This is freaking awesome. Here's Luanda. Okay, so
You've only got basic functionality in the
Of course.
Windy, yeah, but I mean, at least it would be handy to have the wind so you could have the altitude, set the altitude, for example. But
okay. Wow.
that I was impressed with the way it's got this displayed.
Absolutely. And it tells you the favorite runway already.
Yeah.
Like this, daft. Update now. It is. Oh, you have to sign up. Okay.
Yeah,
What about that?
he's grabbing the information from another website, so yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. The meter here is wrong. No, it's not. The meter is correct. The meter from Active Sky seems to be wrong. Zero. No, it's wrong. This one is wrong. This one is wrong. This is from the second. Today's the. Sorry, it is the second. My one in SimToolkit Pro is from 600 Zulu. This is from 800 Zulu. So this is more up to date. I don't know why Active Sky is not updating. Debug. Fresh weather. This is actually more up to date. So we have a runway change. We're coming in on 17, but you can't. You can only land on 35. Like Lister said earlier, it's because of the mountains and everything. So we're still stuck with 35. So that's fine. Christer, yeah, this is almost like STKP but on a website. Everything is here. Don't understand why my weather has not updated here in some toolkit flow. It should. Suppose this is to go and refine it. Oh no, this is the map. Ah, so you've got a VATSA map and an IVAO map. Oh yes, Peter, yeah. Oh, thank you. Impressive, very impressive. There's VATSA. So, yeah. Come on. Lots and lots and lots of pilots flying now. Wow. Right, we're not going to bother to sign it. Oh, this is cool. And then you just download your flight plan there for the import. There's all your data, all the details here. Very, very, very freaking awesome. Mac. Oh, I see there. It's the wind. Sorry, I wanted to ask you what it's represented. It is the winds, but I see you can also put rain and thunder. Oh, there. If you just use the menu, you can actually change it. Look at the very top right hand there. It's actually interchangeable.
Right. If you go to winds, normally.
Yeah, you should be able to set the altitudes.
Yeah, but that's why I think at the moment. As I say, there's some limited functionality in it. You don't get quite everything.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But it's, I mean, it's still showing you an awful lot of information and so forth. The only one that really matters is the fact that you don't get the winds at altitude. That's the only disappointing.
Sure. Tours. Oh yeah, this is going to be a nice thing to have.
If you click on the tours, there's one created there, just 4 flights. Now, if you click on, go up a bit. Now, click on the Skymatix Tour, where it says Skymatix Tour. No, up. Actually, on the Skymatix Tour.
Clicked it. I clicked it.
The legs that go to make up that particular tour. Look.
Oh, this is beyond fantastic. Wow. You know, Mac, where I come from, I'm so used to the lowest bidder getting the job, and it's usually the untrained, unqualified fool who puts in the lowest bid. When I look at excellent work like this that is done based on pride and somebody's pouring his heart and soul into the job he's doing for me, I can just tell you one thing, I'm proud of Mako. I am really proud of it. This is the kind of stuff that I want.
Yeah. Oh, it really has. We've had, well, Paul's contributed as much as I have, and we've done a lot of discussion. It's like trying to get the balance of the colours, but still keep the influence of your VA colours, like that, you know, the ambers and the oranges and so forth. we just hope that it's pleasing to the eye, and yet it draws you into the different buttons and things like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. The one thing that Nabil still need to do is he need to prevent multiple people from flying the same aircraft at the same time. That's still a bit unrealistic. So I'll have to follow up if he's done that or if he can actually implement it sooner rather than later. Because if you look at this, okay, this is obviously a dead database. This is just our dead database. But look at some of these aircraft have never been flown. You know, you sit with all these aircraft in the hangar, but everybody only goes for one or two variants of them. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of pointless having, you know, 30 aircraft and everybody only flies 2 different registrations. That's weird.
There is, I mean, to my way of thinking, I know it's a database issue and I know it's all bandwidth and all the rest of it, but it would be handy if like a couple of columns could become searchable. I don't want to have to go through the list of all the Airbus ones. I don't, if I want to fly a 737, it would be nice. There was a drop down
list, yeah,
you could select, because
type,
there's, also, I don't want to need to know about all the stored aircraft. I only want to see the active ones, shall we say, things like this. But, I mean, he's done so much to this website, but he does, even Mako has limitations on the basis of the master software. No.
Well, look at this. This is typically what I'm saying. Everybody wants to fly ZS Tix. 984 hours, 35 minutes. Every second guy flies that one. The rest are just there. No, I'm impressed. This is like, wow. Oh, leaderboard. Leaderboard. Oh, look at that. Damn it, I'm gonna have to fly more on this thing to get in that my name in there. Ooh, there's my name. 68.
Well, when, you know, when we said you needed some incentives to encourage people to fly, this is like one of the initiatives to give people challenges and so forth.
Oh, this is amazing. I like this page. I like this page. Yeah, this is awesome. Sure. This is actually spectacular.
Glad it meets with your approval. Obviously, there might be 1 or 2 minor things you'll pick up on. Paul and I were actually mentioned last night, well, was it yesterday, that we hadn't had a look in for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, this is my first time in a while that I'm looking, and I am thoroughly bowled over. Oh, I'm loving it.
We have to cater for everybody, unfortunately, Krista, and there are some that are driven by goals and incentives to get badges or top of a leaderboard, and they'll always just fly ILSs. There are those like myself who aren't interested in leaderboards, that are looking for knowledge.
And Christer is also looking for knowledge. So it's a question of live and let live, you know. There are things that I didn't want in the beginning, but because of popular request, you know, popular demand, you know, if that's what it takes to make everybody happy, I'll try my best.
Well, we took into account things like why was the Ryanair VA so successful? One of the reasons people kept on coming back was because there was the challenge of a leaderboard, whereas maybe we will have qualification, you know, somehow we will implement, you know, different statuses of position within the VA. Without incentives, perhaps the people who are just after knowledge will use the VA perhaps and just fly a few flights. Those that to draw in the majority, we've probably got to have incentives, because if you take the number we've got signed up for the VA at the moment, we know that there's something like about 30 or 40 people who've never even flown in the VA yet, even though they've signed up.
Yeah, never done a single flight. I think most of those guys who signed up for the VA actually just wanted delivery. They just wanted delivery for the Zibo, you know, so they don't care for the rest.
So, to encourage the prolonged life of the VA, rather than it just be a quick splash and flash in the pan, we felt that we had to build incentives into it.
Yeah. Christer, we're going to take you and me and Mac into account when we do the rest, so don't let that bother you. Yeah, type-rated, when we start the actual training academy and things like that, we can look at that again. So you can actually go for type ratings. We will then change the qualifications. Let me tell you something else. Like on VATSIM and IVAO, both of these online networks have type ratings that you can do, even Pilot Edge, but I'm not going to talk about that one for now, okay? So if you look at my type rating on IVAO and on VATSIM, it's the basic one. It's just I haven't bothered to go for training and examination to get a better type rating on the networks. For me, it's much of a muchness. Guys come to me, I teach them, and for me to go back to grade 1 to learn, you know, primary school stuff, to get a qualification on paper, to make myself look better, is not something I'm keen on doing, you know, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to have to create a rank structure for the guys who, you know, are just a casual pilot, you know, let's call it that. Let's say we've got a rank, new pilot, casual pilot, or airline pilot. So you've got 3 ranks for the guys who are not interested in type ratings. But for the guys who are interested in type ratings, we'll use the official terminology like first officer, captain, senior captain, training captain, you know, things like that. And then they'll run off different criterias.
Yeah, one of the things, Krista, that's limiting us at the moment is the master VA PHP software, which Mako grabs bits and introduces into the schematic things, is being driven by sorting out how you can do different earnings formulas for like costs and things like this. I don't think the personal goals of the position of the pilot has yet been
defined.
Set.
Yeah,
Defined,
doesn't.
yeah.
No, it still needs to be defined. So
yeah,
I don't.
it's working on. It's been mentioned. It's in the list of things to do.
I just don't want to lose somebody because, you know, he's got no interest in getting qualifications. So it's easy enough to say to the guy, look, a new pilot will be from 0 to 500 hours. A casual pilot will be 500 to 1,000 hours, and you know, have another rank on top of that. That's for the ordinary guy who just wants a VA. But we'll keep the ranks then for you know, guys who earn the ranks, who actually get the knowledge, who can actually do an exam, who actually want to get something like that, you know. And we'll let you do a test flight with Sasso, you know, and you come stream it here on Discord for us, and we'll get Uncle John with his clipboard, and you know, whatever Sasso says goes, and Uncle John is just there to look pretty. Hey, Uncle John. Maybe we'll get Uncle John to actually mark you as well. I think we'll do that. But anyway, that's just talk. That's something for the future. We'll work it out to be sensible and fair. That's very important. Christer, it needs to be open. Remember, my philosophy from the beginning has been, we want a safe place where we can enjoy ourselves with the Zibo mod. I mean, I've said that many times. That's what we want. So we're not, sorry, I keep on yawning. I'm in such a relaxed mode. I'm almost asleep here. We're not going to be a rigid VA. You do this, you do that, or otherwise you're out of here. You know, that I hate VAs like that. I flew for 2 or 3 VAs with so many rules. It just upset me, man. It made me nauseous. As long as we don't lose the structure and the respect, you know, to and fro, I'm okay. We can build it. We want a nice place, a safe place, a wonderful place where we can just relax and just enjoy ourselves, man.
Don't know how you felt about that, Peter, to that presentation. Can you know, if you could see anything that's worth commenting on, everything's open for discussion.
Yeah, we want everybody, or as many people as possible, to be happy.
I'll thank you for sharing it, Nico, because it's got to the stage now where it's probably not so far off being possible to release it. There's still 1 or 2 things I think Mako requires you to do certain things, Nico, but it's not far off.
Yeah, now I can see. Yeah, everybody who can behave. That's very important. Because we do have, unfortunately, a bunch of people that just can't behave themselves. You know, they don't know where they come from. You know, it's just unfortunate.
Well, we're fortunate with Nico's Discord and the VA and everything. We've had very few, haven't we, though, Nico?
Yeah, no, for sure.
What's your ground speed at the moment, Nico?
439.
Oh, I'm only at 33,000 and I'm doing 447.
Okay. I forgot to have my flask here. Need to drink some coffee.
Must fend for yourself day today, is it?
Yeah.
At least when you have a nap after this flight, you won't get woken by a beef burger or something.
Yeah. No, my wife and her mother, they out. I think my daughter might actually still be downstairs, and then my son is here, but you know, we all do our own thing, and it's going to be nice to just have a cat nap.
Yeah.
Peter, you're right. It rubs off. Also, I've had to intervene twice into situations on Discord where it kind of went out of hand. I have, very strict policy. We don't take nonsense, and I make very clear what you did wrong and why we don't like it. The rules are also published. It's clear. It's simple, common sense things. I've had to, unfortunately, on top of the two instances, and they were not related at all, I've had to kick and ban a few people who were very clearly intent on sowing discord on our Discord. They had no interest in the topic at hand, the Zibo Mod or the Skymatix stuff. And, I mean, it takes 2 or 3 clicks. I just kick and ban them, get rid of it. I mean, I don't have time to waste on an idiot who wants to, just make a mess of our cozy little place. So, 2 guys at least I've just kicked and banned. And from 3 years of having the Discord server, that's good odds. That is very, very good going. 2 guys in 3 years is negligible.
I keep trying to make the odd comment to wind people up and get myself banned, but I haven't been successful yet.
The other day, one of my children reminded me. I have a silly saying here at home that if one of my family members die because of stupidity, I'm coming after them and I'm going to beat the crap out of them to come back. They mustn't, do something stupid to go that far. And it just flashed in my mind because of what we're talking about here, when I make friends with people, that's the kind of friendship I make. I'll stand by you to the bitter end. I have no reason to quarrel with anybody unless they look for trouble, and you're not going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to ban you. I'll come afterwards and I'll give you a hiding until you come back. Okay, so don't run away and go anywhere. I'll go find you and bring you back.
Give me a challenge now, Nico. You stay with me to the bitter end. Does that mean I've got to make arrangements that dying breath is transmitted to
you? Almost something like that. Hi, William. I'm glad. Thank you so much. That's a huge compliment. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, William. Have you ever noticed, though, Nico, when we have so little trouble with the flight, there's so little to talk about in particular, isn't there?
Yeah, it happens.
I did notice one thing on my climate, and that is that it came up that I was using reserve fuel.
Well, I mentioned that on my stream as well. That is definitely a mistake. It shouldn't come up at all.
But I have a feeling that it must be working out the fuel consumption on the basis of the fact that you're running very high power, so your fuel flow is probably quite high, and it's not taking into account climb power, cruise power, and descent power. I have a feeling there may be something we need to ask him. Zibo to have a look at.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Sato or somebody like that who understands it a bit more.
Yeah. We can do that. Thank you, Detlef and Krister as well. Yeah, thank you, guys. I'm glad you like it. You need to feel comfortable. You need to feel safe. You need to. This is the place where you go to when you had a crap day and you just want to forget about life and the real world and whatever happened and so on. You guys will never know the struggles I've gone through to get here, and I'm not gonna sit here and try and explain to you. It's gonna kill the mood. So we'll forget about that. But the Zibo's always been my escape. It's always been the thing that I ran to when I wanted to just forget about the crap of real world, you know. And it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel safe. Gives me a purpose, man. It gives me something else. And that's where it started. That's how it started. And still going, still love it, still gonna give my all for it. And if I can help people get a place like that in their own lives, then I'm happy.
I think you're missing an opportunity here, Nico.
With
If
what?
you look outside, the weather's quite broken at the moment. I'm streaming again, so you can have a look at mine. But you can see the ground, and just, I don't know whether you're using default or auto.
No, default.
Mine's looking quite impressive at the moment. That's default scenery.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad. I do prefer the orthos, but I didn't even think about making orthos for this flight. I was just busy.
You're that much higher than me. You're 4,000 feet higher. But I mean, the definition and everything. If you look at mine at the moment, look at this.
I see yours, yeah. Very nice. Look, this is what Austin said many years ago. He told the guys, give me a plausible Earth. You know, give me something that looks plausible. And this, to me, this is plausible. To a certain extent. I mean, I live in Africa. I know what it looks like. And unless you're very lucky, it doesn't look like that. It's more of a mess than what you see there, you know. But it's plausible. It's a plausible Earth.
Yeah, see how I'm surfing the cloud though, a little bit lower than you are. It's, I think, with that above cloud, look, the two different layers there, I think that's brilliant. It's believable. I mean, it's not quite realistic, but it's believable.
Absolutely, that's plausible. That's exactly what Austin said. Yeah, Peter, coming to your comment now about ungrateful. It's not only ungrateful, there's also the sense of entitlement that is also a new disease in the new era of the world. You know, lots of people feel entitled. Most of the entitled people I personally know are lazy as hell. They want everybody else to do things for them, but they themselves are so lazy they don't want to do anything for themselves. They don't want to read a manual, they don't want to study, they don't want to do anything, but they demand and they want and they feel entitled, and if you don't give it to them, they cry like babies. And because we're not allowed to beat the shit out of them anymore, you know, you can't. How do you form somebody if you can't discipline them? If there's no consequences for their stupidity? I'm a firm believer of the fact that if you're stupid, it needs to hurt. You know, if you drive your bicycle without your helmet and you fall off, you need to bump your head. You need to feel, you know, you were stupid. And unfortunately, in today's world, those old values are gone. You know, and if you start talking about it, you get taken out for being this phobe and that phobe and I don't know, God knows whatever these idiots think about to call you to deflect from their own inability and uselessness, you know. And unfortunately, you get it. We get it in the real world. We get it in the flight sim world. And that's why I said earlier in the stream, if you want to learn this aircraft, it's going to take something from you. It's going to take your time. It's going to take your effort. And you cannot do it with entitlement. You cannot do it with arrogance. You cannot do it with stupidity or with laziness. You know, if you start looking through those lenses, you'll never learn this aircraft properly. You'll always just be playing a game. You will never simulate. Big difference. And me, myself, I like to operate in the simmer environment. We want to flight sim. We want to recreate the real world, the real procedures. I'm not interested in taking off, turning myself upside down and pulling my stick back until I hit the ground just to see the fireball. You know, that's not me. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to go and fly through somebody or land on his house or You know, I don't know. It's not me. I like structure. I like normal freaking simulation, really. So, and unfortunately, lots of people don't like that, and because they don't like it, they thumbs down your videos, or they attack you in comments, or they do some silly stupidness. I mean, a few months ago, it's probably more than a year now, we picked up this one guy. We call him the thumbs down guy. If you go look at my videos, there's always this lonesome sucker that goes and puts a thumb down on all my videos. Always. It takes him a few minutes and the thumb down is there. Now, in his puny little mind, he's doing something fantastic. You know, he's putting a middle finger up my nose or whatever it is in his mind. You know, he conquered the demon in his own head. I don't know why the hell he does that. Even our training videos, I see he's gone there. And you'll never understand somebody like that, you know. It's weird, man. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you know exactly what I mean. I can see. No, it's crazy. Very odd, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be interesting landing at this airfield, Nico.
Christer has said so. Christer has been warning me for a while now, eh, Mac?
Has he? Oh, right. Nice tailwind.
Yep.
So, what are you proposing? RMPZ or RMPY?
I've taken Z. Yes, Christer. That is true. Well, I'm 246 nautical miles from top of descent, Mac.
I'm 540. Oh, from top of descent, 464 here.
Okay.
I know you're pretty well in front of me, I know that.
should be on the ground in 47 minutes, according to the FMC there.
Takeoff was good today.
Absolutely, it's because you didn't interfere. You allowed me to do it. And you, lady, you did a very good job lifting the gear and doing all the other knobs. That much I want to tell you as well. You did a good job. Christer, I've just allowed that one comment of yours. I don't know why it blocked it, but you're absolutely right. A lot of people are in despair. They are depressed and they're not feeling well, and then they go and take out their nonsense on other people, man. It's so sad. Christer. Yeah, I hear you. Unfortunately, that Neanderthal attitude is very widespread. It happens. Yeah, Christer, speaking about acting deaf, apparently, I mean, there's a whole story now behind the short story I'm telling you now. Don't know if you ever heard me tell it. I have shared it a few times live on stream. But a man usually he develops selective hearing when he gets the wedding band on his finger. You know, those two things also happen. So even if you're not, medically certifiably deaf, I can guarantee you the moment you put that ring on, you get that disease of selective hearing. It happens. Your wife is not deaf, hey, Christer. Your wife can actually hear, right? Yes, dear. Sorry, dear. Won't happen again, dear. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. I apologize. Okay. Wow. The go around altitude is 13,000 feet, Mac.
I know. I was looking at it. But if you look, the altitude, see where that 9,500 feet circle is?
Mm-mm.
And the airfield's only 5,700, is it, or something? 5,700?
Yeah.
5,4975. So there's a lot of high land around there.
Yeah, that's why you can only use runway 35 for landing and 17 for takeoff.
Yeah, yeah, makes it interesting. And I see there's an awful lot of information if you have a look at the airport chart. I don't know what we're going to do when we land.
Don't know. We'll find out.
Are you sure it's not just a desert strip in the middle of nowhere, Nika? I'm sure I can make a mess of this approach.
Yeah, give it your best shot. You shouldn't. Alright, Detlef, thank you so much. And thanks for spending some time with us. I really do appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Slight slope up. Okay. Yeah, I can see the lake there. Why am I so such a hurry? Very impatient. 4.5 to 0.4, so that's 1.1.
I never make mistakes.
I'm glad, Linda. Alright, so PFD, MCP, all done. Pedestal, all done. Goma. Something's eating my frame rates.
Oh, just out of interest, Nico,
Mm?
don't go to the end of the runway and expect to be able to turn off. Take the high-speed exit about 3/4 of the way down the runway. I'm just looking at Google Maps as to where the terminal is.
Well, on the Navigraph maps, there are no taxiways. You've got a single line
Yeah,
strip.
well, there is about 3/4 of the way down the runway. There's a high-speed exit to the right, and that goes straight to the airport buildings and the ramp. If you want to have a quick look at Google Maps.
That's fine. I'll go on your word for that one.
2/3 to 3/4 of the way down. If you go to the end of the runway, you've got to turn around and backtrack.
Gotcha.
Nico.
Yes, Mac.
Go to your legs page a second, can you please? When I can see it.
Ooh, Zibo fixed that. He said he did, so no reason to doubt him, but now I've seen it. It's fixed.
Right, now go to the next page. Right, well, go to page 2.
Yeah, I'm there.
No, you're at
Yeah,
page
I'm
1
pointing.
again.
No, man, you're behind me. I'm there already again.
Look at the... I'm just looking at it. Maybe it's me. Oh, it's me. It's alright, forget it. Okay.
Don't worry.
So I read an 8 as a 0.
Okay, no problem.
I was thinking the distance between Luxor and D118P was 0.1 mile, and I'm thinking 1,000 foot drop in, and in 0.1 of a mile. No wonder it kept on saying steep descent.
Yeah, yeah.
And notice that on page 2, he corrected that.
Yes. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just so everybody's aware, that LSK link to route 2 legs is an intentional addition, but it's as far as the updating the FMC to take route 2 data, that's an ongoing part of the project. It's not currently enabled.
Yeah.
Kevin, are you referring to the VA site you saw earlier?
Sorry, I missed that question. I'm sitting here looking at something else. Kevin, yeah, just clarify which site you're talking about. I'm with Mac. I think you're referring to the new VA site. That's not available yet. No, it's still in development. So we're still using the old one, and then we'll switch over the moment Mako says he's ready. Bjorn, hello. Cleaning duty. That's fine. That's fine. Enjoy whatever you do. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello.
The things people do to get out of doing domestic chores, Nico.
Yeah, they go and watch a crazy guy stream on YouTube and, you know, all these things. I know. I'm one of them. Tell you what, I hate cleaning if I don't have to. But also I hate it dirty, so I'll rather clean than have it dirty. But always excuses, man. It should be correct. Khartoum is now known as what's it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Flights. Go to my bits. Before I talk nonsense. Yeah, it's HSSK. Okay, so if you have Navigraph, the latest Navigraph, they have updated to HSSK. You will also have HSSK in the Zibo, and you should then obviously have it in X-Plane. If you do not have the latest Navigraph, then I can see there's a problem. So Peter, no, but if the shoe fits, you can wear it. So Cor, the workaround is just update Navigraph.
Oh, just double check Navigraph.
Yeah, let's check it. No charts is one thing, but not being able to fly there is another thing. So my understanding is you can fly there. You can definitely fly there. I see Yaku is actually flying there. He's doing the next flight from this airport to Khartoum as we speak. I mean, let me show you.
Yeah, Navigraph is currently showing HSSK and all the charts available for it.
Alright, okay, because there's Yaku, he's flying to it. So I don't know why his flight plan is showing HSSS, but he's actually flying it. So you won't be able to fly it if it's not there. Then the other thing is, let's do this quickly. HSSK. There you go, there is all the charts. There you go. That's HSSK, it's all there. So, don't know why you're not seeing it, Cor.
It's only been updated. It was an amendment in last month's charts.
Yeah.
And because we had to query the problem, they updated their online charts.
Yeah.
If you downloaded the information very early, you may not have had the up-to-date nav data.
Yeah, so then rerun it, re-update it.
Because unfortunately, they changed the name 5 days after the last Air Act came out. And that was in real life. That caused us quite a kerfuffle, didn't it, Nico?
Yeah. Okay, but look here what Dashford is saying. He says here you can't search it in the AviTab. Look there. You can't. It doesn't exist there. The AviTab version of Navigraph still contains HSSS. That's stupid.
No, but you're not looking in Navigraph. You're doing the search in because it's not
Oh,
until you get.
oh yes, of course, you're right. So this is in Avitab. All right, well, let the guys know on the forum. It's not a Zibo issue. Zibo can't fix this. You're going to have to talk to the guy who makes Avitab. Is it Volko or is...
Yeah.
Or Dr. Kluk. It's one of them. I can't remember which one of them.
Vulkan.
Yeah, you're going to have to speak to that guy. That is not something Zibo can help with.
Yeah, but because you can only search HSSS in Avitab, it won't show the charts in Avitab. You'll have to do that on a separate browser page.
Zero charts. Kind of logic.
I've just done a search in Navigraph application, charts application. And
yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, and I did the HSSK search here live on stream so you guys can see. If you use the correct ICAO, it is now in there. It is now available. I've just started my descent, Mac.
Okay, I'm... $213 miles behind you then. 0 miles behind you.
Awesome.
And I don't expect you to hang around when the stream's finished.
No, that's fine. Thank you. That's the path forward. Who are you and what do you want? Okay, cool. Private message.
I can't deny that, Mr. Dustball. I was guilty. Yeah, I can honestly say that, Peter, as far as I'm concerned, Active Sky was a value for money buy.
Oh yes.
I think I got it when there was a slight discount
A pie and a beer, maybe.
Yes.
Nico's got that install guide.
Yeah.
The clouds to use is the performance ones, isn't it, Nico?
Yeah, if you are not using Skymax Pro and you are using only Active Sky, on the Active Sky menu bar on the left, you will see the cloud textures that you need to install. Let me show you. Display capture. You see there, it's got textures. That icon over there, textures, that one. So you click on that one, next, and then you select high performance clouds, next, and it's done. And it really looks nice, and it's got very good performance.
Yeah. The only thing that, having done that, just be aware that next time X-Plane does an update, I don't know whether you have betas, but it will overwrite the clouds back to the XP default ones unless you tell it not to. But all you do is, in that event, go back to Active Sky and reinstall the performance clouds again.
Yep, and please install them when X-Plane is not running. It can't overwrite the textures as far as I know while X-Plane is running.
Good morning.
Hello, Zazo.
When it comes to installing Active Sky, because there's plug-in bits and pieces that need to be taken care of, you're better off installing Active Sky with X-Plane closed.
Always, always. So,
Yes, boss.
are you awake, sir? You sound like you need more sleep.
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
happy.
Good stuff.
I actually started the standby almost 1 hour ago. So we'll see.
No, you don't need to have the other programs. I personally use Active Sky and just explain. Nico enhances his a little more by having
Skymatix
the
Pro.
other Skymatix Pro, but it isn't necessary.
Yeah, not at all. The only thing that I would recommend as a reasonable must is the real weather connector that you also get from the Skymatix Pro people. And the reason we use the real weather connector is it prevents the abrupt redraw of the textures every 15 minutes, because effectively this is an X-plane limitation, an X-plane problem. Every 15 minutes when you get your weather update, it physically removes all the clouds and within a second or two puts them all back again, and lots of people hate that. I just always turned a blind eye to it. It didn't bother me, but a lot of guys can't handle that. So if you want to get rid of that, at least get the real weather connector, because that will smooth it out for you.
Have you put your route plan into Active Sky every Nico?
I have.
Well, there you are. You can show Chris them. I haven't got it in mind, so I can't tell you. You'll be impressed with version 10 Sasso, I think.
Yeah, Zibo.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Just started the sim. What's the major change there?
Zibo gave a whole bunch of things. Just scroll up.
If you go in...
Stand by. They're calling me. Wait a second.
Christian, there's the top of climb winds. I'm not sure if I understand you correctly, but there you go. There's the top of climb winds in Active Sky, and if you go to the actual app, you can also look at your briefing, and you can read through here, and you can find your top of climb here as well, if I can see it. There we go, there's top of climb. So there's your top of climb information inside of this thing as well. Or you can go down and you can look for it somewhere here too. There's top of climb. Plenty of places to find them.
And all these are bonus things, Peter, that are available with Active Sky.
Yeah. Aviation, Chris, sorry Mac. Chris, I do my descent planning 100 nautical miles from top of descent. I start my descent planning, and that is when I start filling in all the details. Sorry Mac, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that you would be entering them in, and in discussions with Sasso the other day, you decided on 3 particular default outs on the descent, didn't you, for the winds?
Yeah, it wasn't Sasso, it was Alex.
Oh, it was Alex, was it?
Alex, yeah.
And they were different to what you had been using. What did you propose in the end? Did you adopt his altitude?
It's somewhere on my system. I haven't really looked at it because I haven't put it in my training checklist. So I'm still just using the normal explain ones. And now that we talk about it, believe it or not, I completely forgot to put them in. I didn't think twice about them. I did not think about them at all. So it's kind of mute putting them in now. But what I will put in is I'll put in the forecast QNH. Go back.
Was it 12, 18
Approaching
and
transition.
24 he used, wasn't it?
I think so. 19. Right.
I can't remember, so I'll rely on your...
I'll
I've jogged your memory, we'll just let your brain sift through to come up with the facts.
Yeah, I've got these slashes in there. 19. I'll look
Transition
it up
level.
now.
Well, the new one, the point 10, seems wonderful.
It is.
Everything is working.
Right, we have two comments. That one thing that both Nico and I suffered, Sasso, and you can prove whether it's correct or not. One is that the route we've just taken, it was straight out runway through a VOR on route, and VNAV did not, even though we had VNAV and LNAV selected on takeoff, as soon as we were above 400 feet and put autopilot Command A on, VNAV kicked out.
Yeah, it opens the speed window immediately. The moment you press Command A, the speed window opens.
Okay, which means he's not using VNAV by using level change probably. You need to check, Nico, what you have in your FMA, because the FMA is going to be the answer.
Well, it's on stream.
Is
it's on stream, so we can go back and check it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it because the FMA is gonna be your the art of the aircraft. So like 26, I guess.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
All right, we're getting closer here to where we want to be.
The arc of the first waypoint and everything, though, was well within 3 degrees.
Yeah, there's nothing. And last night Zibo was watching me. We were testing 10 last night, and I mentioned it to him, and he said to me, "Yeah, but you need to do this." And I know I did it right, but I said to him, "I'll check again tomorrow."
I'm looking at the taxi. You have auto throttle on LNAV and VNAV, so everything is fine here.
Yeah.
I just wanna see what happens during the rotation. Okay, here you press toga. Okay, that's the problem. Found it. You are missing in your EFB. You need to activate adding to toga, which means that when you hit toga, you start with adding select, or is a bug if it's not there.
No, I think it's a bug. I'll check the settings when I'm on the ground. I'm too close now to worry about it. I need to
okay, no problem.
But once done, I'll actually go and check the settings
because initially, when you press toga, you have in the roll mode, you can have a nav armed, but the active mode is going to be adding select initially.
Yeah,
and it's not appearing on the FMA. Let me see. Now you are doing the rotation here.
I thought you could have VNAV, LNAV selected on takeoff anyway. You didn't have to have heading select.
Technically, heading select should come up on pressing toga unless the nav engaged.
1000 to level off.
So you went into VNAV. Let me check again. So basically, LNAV engaged normally, VNAV engaged normally, but then as soon as you pressed command something, it went into level change.
Yes. I just press command A. I mean, I've got a joystick button map. Press it, it goes to level change. Woo, Mac. Warning to you, sir. This is a steep descent. Your speed increases substantially. You, the moment you come in route to that TIBKA, sorry, TIBKA, TIBKA, you need to have your finger on your speed brake, sir. You need to pull it. Aviation Chris, your answer is very simple. It's an SOP. It depends on what is authorized by the airline to their pilots. It's not a pilot discretionary thing as far as I know. So whatever the airline says, that's what you do.
You mean that N35, this bit here, you're on steep descent, are you?
Yeah, on towards 35 Foxtrot 1. Yeah, it's a very steep descent.
Yeah. I didn't use Tipcar. I was because the arrival.
No,
it's into final.
Yeah, but it's on the way to that one. So wherever you come from, that was a rather steep descent there.
Well, that's
Flaps
the first place
15
I can mess it up then.
I would like a beer or two.
The other thing that
how about you two?
Query that you could check out sometime on a flight, Sasso. We both of us just done a particular heavy flight with a heavy fuel load, 3 hour long trip, and
Flaps
even though I've got plenty of fuel, during the climb, when I had obviously quite high engine power, N1, it kept on coming up with you were using reserve fuel.
Yeah, happened to me too.
And as soon as I got to cruise and the fuel flow dropped, then all of a sudden I was no longer getting reserve fuel. So whether the method of calculating fuel consumption for the trip isn't quite correct at the moment, I don't know. But like
I was having that issue as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I had that out from Barcelona.
I presume the real aircraft is
approaching 3-5.
Taxi lights on.
Yeah. That's the reason for asking you first, because you know how the real aircraft handles it.
Mac.
Yes, Nick.
This RNAV is off center anyway. Okay, so just be warned, and it brings you in high.
Yeah.
300.
It's looking good though, Nick.
200.
I made a mess. I waited too long to correct it.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20.
Well, you got away with it quite nicely.
Reverse unlocked. Speed brake up.
Come on.
4,000 feet remaining.
This is the high-speed turn coming.
I know. And the problem is, for some reason, my auto brake disconnected, and I was activating and deactivating my thrusters.
Nice one, sir.
So, hands full. Hands were full.
1,000 remaining.
Nicely done, sir. You're still on the runway.
Yeah, and I did 193 foot per minute landing for those guys keeping score. And there is a turnaround spot here to backtrack, Mac.
Yeah, so I can see.
Phew. Okay, that
well,
made
I'll tell
my...
you what, that's more than there is if you look at Google Maps.
Okay. That got my heart pumping a bit there, eh? Bit of a race.
Stabilized.
It's the airport buildings in front of you there.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Oh,
on
much
runway
better than expected.
17.
Wow. I don't know, but I can show you. There, look in the green. Landing recorded at 193 foot per minute. 165 knots, 1.29 G. Ja, dis baie mooi, ek stem saam. Hier is some toolkit pro. Oh, look at the angle of this freaking taxiway. Very good, Christer. After landing procedure.
Nico, I'm gonna
After
test
landing
the
procedure.
takeoff.
Thank you, sir. So guys, while we have a couple of guys watching, I will show you guys this ground handling equipment that Yeri has
After
made for
landing
us.
procedure completed.
Just as I stop and park and get the engines off, I'll show you guys. If all goes well, I'm going to have a raffle. It's not a payware product. You're going to get it for free, so you can use it for free with the Zibo and all those things. But just to get a bit more excitement and, you know, something to talk about and all these things, get some hype going related to his release of it, because he says he's planning to release it on Sunday. Tomorrow what we'll do is we'll have a raffle or two, if I can get it working, here on stream, and then one or more of you guys, depending on how many he allows me to give away, will then get the pre-release version, and then you will also have nice stairs and that little van with the two people, you know, for your Zibo.
So I got that in select as soon as I hit Toga, Nico. This could be already a sign of it. So I need to double check if it's your bug or is a general bug on the EFB. But I got that in select as soon as I hit Toga, which is normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna check those settings just now. Give me a second. Alright, so 6 minutes.
No, negative. It's a bug. As soon as I hit Command B, it went into level change.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Cor.
Good morning.
Nico, I told about the ICAO code from Khartoum.
Yes.
In X-Plane, I needed to set the old ICAO code. But in Navigraph, it's correct. I have the right Navigraph, and it is also the new one.
Okay.
But I used to fly from Khartoum, or from Goma to Khartoum, I used the old ICAO code, because you have a better view on the airport.
Okay. And look at that, there we have our reflection on our weather radar. Let's switch that off. Cor, as long as it works, my friend, as long as IVAO accepts your PyRep, I don't pretty much care which one you do use. My next flight is going to be flying out of here to Khartoum, so I'll double check and make sure we do the right thing.
Yeah, okay.
As long as they don't reject my PyRep, I don't care which ICAO I have to use. Right, so view. I have FS 2020. It was gifted to me when I had a birthday last year in August. I've not opened it more than 15 times. I have no interest in it whatsoever at this point in time. For the simulation work that we do and me being part of the Zibo project and all, I can't use it for anything more than just entertainment, and I just don't have time for it. Honestly, it's just not for me at this point. They need to fix a lot of the bugs and crap before it will even be a simulator. So once that's done, we can reevaluate it. At this point in time, I'm simulating where it actually works. You're right, so we're at almost 3 minutes. Let me kill my PyRep thing here and get everything logged. File my flight. You're welcome. Right, so we have
Posted Nico. I have the same issue.
Okay. Yeah. Zibo said last night when he was here with me, he said it's a error, but I said I'll check before we call it that, you know. So it's obviously been
Yeah, no,
confirmed.
that's why I did a couple of checks already, and it reverts to MCP, so basically to level change, which is not what we want, because if you have the once VNAV speed is engaged, you can easily go into commands. You can either fly manually and follow the flight director, or give them the command A or command B, and then it's the autopilot plane with the acceleration commanded by VNAV.
Of course,
But it has to work there that way.
Yep. Okay, Peter, enjoy. Thanks for watching and being a good sport with us today. Enjoy. We'll talk tomorrow or maybe this evening. Sorry, guys. Remember this evening. Sasso, if you can still make it, the evenings thing has been published. So if you make it, we'll do that training.
Absolutely. I mean, unless I got a strange call from work, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. There you go, guys. That's the ground equipment, the stairs, the little van, the 2 men that we're talking about. So if all goes well, we'll try and raffle 1 or 2 of these, you know, just a day before they get released, just to give 1 or 2 of you guys an opportunity to say you had it before everyone else. And I'm just abiding my time.
Thanks for checking that out, Sasso. We thought it was a bug.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nico, you need to double check in your configuration anyway.
I did. My heading select after takeoff is not set. It's set to no.
There we go. Well, most of the aircraft now have them into on. So basically, when you hit Toga, you have heading select immediately engaged, and then LNAV white there that becomes active. Right. So green at 50 feet.
I've changed my setting to reflect that then.
Just want to try with the cut back on if something changed.
Be interesting to raise that question with Alex Sasso as to what their aircraft is.
I guess most of the 737 in the last, 20 years has been now with the heading select feature.
Oh,
there.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. No, still the same. Even with cutback, it goes into level change.
Right, and on was 10:30. I love this function.
Oh, I know the other thing we said we'd do this morning. I don't know whether you want to do it once you've finished your stream, Nico, your rudder pedals.
Yeah, we can do it after the stream, Mac. I just need to go to the loop first. Right, my PyRep has been filed, and let's do this. Oops, no, we don't want that. Damn it, this thing is very sensitive. Look how skew this flipping thing is. Terrible.
Yeah, but you had a tailwind and a crosswind.
Yeah, but I was on the magenta diamonds. I was using Ian, and it's
Yeah,
way
I'm
off.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, they just made it more difficult and interesting.
I like the vortex up the wingtips.
Yeah. I don't like those buildings there, so let's just watch it from this angle.
Another issue. I found another issue. Mayday, mayday. Okay.
I have to go, guys. Bye.
Bye, Cor. Stay well.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Well, we've shown the two that we pointed out because we were streaming, so you might want to save this one until Nico's offline, then Sasso.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want me to say now, or it's just a very small one?
No, wait.
Layout.
Yeah, no, wait until we're offline.
Yeah.
We made it. Gaming. Sorry, my tongue got tied there. Gaming Gamer, welcome. Bye, Krister. Alright, well, gentlemen, that's it from me. Have an awesome day. If there are any ladies here as well, have a blessed day. We'll see you guys this evening. 1600 Zulu. We're going to do the LNAV, VNAV training with you guys, so I hope you guys can make it. Have fun until then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nico.
Bye.